Unite Mike's Mayhem Week 3 rolls on. We just saw Dark Aura get dispatched by Nemesis. And now we've got TTV, aka Gaming Gladiators, aka whatever you want to call them. You know them, you love them. They're here, community favorites. They're ready to rock and roll. However, representing South America East from the Pokemon Unite World Championships, QLASH. They said, we don't care about the server ping differential. We're coming to game and we want a piece of the best. I said, look, this is an NA heavy event. You're going to catch the backside of a nightmare when you log in with that Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? They said, we don't care. We want the smoke. So QLASH is in here and I can't wait to cast them. I haven't gotten to cast them. I don't think you have either. This is our first opportunity and I can't wait because this is going to be an absolute barn burner.
Yeah, we have some great players on both these teams, obviously. I'm excited to finally get behind the mic for a QLASH game. But yes, TTV, of course, we've definitely veterans of casting this team as well. No, so the reps and the YouTube numbers are definitely in their favor. So we love shellcasting both of these teams. Now, the lobbies are filling out, Juice Snacks, but we already have our bans here for our game number 1. So just a reminder, of course, Mew is going to be banned for the entirety of this evening, but the 2 bans that both teams have submitted have again resulted in 4 Pokemon being banned in addition to Mew this time around. The bans are as follows: Serena, Mr. Mime, Dodrio, and Azumarill are all going to be banned for game number 1. Look out, Lutano.
One more time.
Who you find?
One more time. Dodrio, Azumarill, Serena, and what was the 4th?
Mr. Mime.
Mime always catching the hammer. You know what I mean? They're always sent packing. But that QLASH, if I'm not mistaken, and you were telling me Azumarill and Dodrio QLASH chalk both those in, and that is a heavy Lutano focused axe.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's also a shout to their previous matchups in brackets. Of course, not our tournament series, but other tournaments that they have played in. I've definitely seen quite a few Lutano games running rampant on the Dodrio, but it's a tough Pokemon to adjust to when you haven't really seen what you're going to be, when you haven't seen it often enough to try to build up an entire counter strategy to it, especially in these blind ban kind of formats. So, and not to mention blind pick as well. After these bans happen, neither team really knows what they're going to see on the other side of the stadium when they have a full 5 roster.
Yeah, Dodrio is incredibly unique. It's not just its unique attacks, but its scoring mechanism is incredibly bizarre. Its Unite move is wonky in the sense that it's not like high critical damage, but just its displacement on the map is pretty crucial, and that can be leveraged both to score, to chip up, and to set up positioning on attacks because it's now on the backside of you, right? It kind of breaks all the walls that you try and gets into the back line. So, last week, we saw specifically almost what felt like a Dodrio pick to directly get into the back line to attack like a Delphox, for example. So that is something that I saw at the European Unite Cup that we've seen before. So Dodrio has a lot of value, and it's because it plays so bizarrely that, you know what? Why try and deal with it? Why mess with something different? Get it off, get it out of here, and don't even have to deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm figuring out these teams here now in terms of name. One Pokemon that is available, though, of course, is going to be Glaceon now. That is going to be a Pokemon that is in this one. I definitely could see Retsu picking up that Pokemon this game, but they have shown a lot of love towards Aegislash as of late.
Yeah, Aegislash kind of seems where they're hovering here. Lutano going Dragonite. And can we talk really quick in the briefest of moments? Otter and Retsu being picked up by TTV, aka Gaming Gladiators, because they've been slugging it out, as you mentioned, a long time together. Well, a long time. Quite recently, they've been grinding out of this 5-stack. That's a powerful stack if you're a NA fan of Gaming Gladiators.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, here we go. A Nemo on the Zeraora. This is the Pokemon that I was hoping to see them play. It has been too long since the Electric Cat, Electric Boogaloo has seen the stadium. I am very excited to this Pokemon around. However, though, we'd be remiss if we did not talk about Lutano opting into the Dragonite pick.
Yeah, Dragonite's going to be huge, picking up the full here, and I like Yang from QLASH on Cramorant. There's a lot of good spacing between Snorlax, Slowbro, Zeraora, and then Cram just be able to mow them down like Mark Wahlberg, playing over the shoulder, locking in, and just sniping them down. And of course, Overseer going to be able to engage hard too.
Yeah, exactly. So Aegislash, a very, very powerful selection. Obviously, that is showcased here by both of these great teams going to be picking it up. One of the only Pokemon to see both sides of the stadium. Of course, Snorlax also going to be a representative there. But yeah, a very, very strong pick in the metagame right now. This Pokemon is just one of the ones that can really do it all. They can fill that the attacker role. You can put them in the central area. You can send them to invade. Aegislash is such a flexible multi-tool.
Look at Retsu just driving by, gonna go get their points in, but it's actually Lutano goes in the middle, just a rare space that we've ever seen them, and Ender peeling back for the support here on the engage. Kia kind of getting mowed down here by Clash. They're forced to retreat. They actually use their tackle to try and get out, but Ender's relentless. They boost forward. They're on the chase. I think I just saw a use of an X speed here. Ender's hungry for blood. That is the hungriest Chansey for blood I've ever seen in my life. You're supposed to be healing, Indy. You're supposed to be healing.
That's true. Now, notably, TTV did split their jungle two different directions. Sylveon taking that blue buff in the bottom, and then an attempted Lutano taking the red buff this time around. They do get it. They get a KO for it as well. Anemo is now charged with defending this goal zone against 3 members of TTV, and right now it's everything they can do just to stop the goals, but they find themselves with a KO.
The wanted posters are getting taken down. They're looking for an engage. They're playing on their pad here. The Hanage engaging as well. They might be able to take out Lutano here as Otter's doing work downstairs, but it's the Zeraora that goes down. Can they convert and get the KO back? No, it's Retsu that gets it back the other way. Clash looked in such a strong positional advantage, and they fought off the pad, and the moment they stepped away from home, they got sent packing in the hard way.
It's one level away until Retsu gets his cape, but I, for one, want to give it to him early with that hero play in the top path. Really phenomenal timing there to bail out a couple of their teammates. They do go down, but in reality, that is so much experience flooded over towards Retsu in the early game. A level 7 Aegislash by 8 minutes? You're kidding me.
I love the Stark Surf slow bro here. That's going to be great for buying real estate. And as you see, Clash is able to get not only a KO, but points in as Clash is collapsing and Cramorant's buying time. That lets them get the points. And Otter's trying to hold it down by themselves, but that's a girthy body in the front of that bird. And the bird makes it out unscathed.
Yeah, right now Lutano is trying to get a bit of an escape route there. They wanted to get that early experience around in that central area where, of course, Rayquaza will eventually be spawning in. Okay, trying to escape. The movement speed from experience share coming in clutch on their escape route.
I'm just going to catch a little snooze here. Big Booger's flying out as they're healed up. Stark's going to play on their pad. Zugro's going to take as many berries as they can, but I actually think it's Stark that gets that one. Big time Surf comes out, but not before they're KO'd. They're looking for an engage. Zug pushes back on K, and it's there, and Emo's going to have to do the work. They're the only damage dealer here. Another rest comes up, and a big chip off as they're pushing forward. Now it's Yang trying to find their way to KO, but it's Otter getting credit on the Snorlax. And TTV is playing so far forward. Zagreb, one of the most just oppressive and offensive defenders you'll ever see in this game, and they're buying so much time for the squad. And in fact, they make it out alive this time, and Clash is just wondering, how did we let Zug get away?
Exactly. I mean, Zug definitely went down a couple of times early, but they learned from their mistakes so far. A rest for vision far forward. Registeel starts getting burned down, and there we go. Zugrug takes the final last hit, and a little bit of an attack buff over to the side of TTV.
Heavy Slam securing monster, and that's going to allow them to push here if they want it. But 4 players from Clash are looking for the engage. Stark is trying to get them down with the Surf. A big Surf can buy a lot of purchase for Nemo to engage, but they go on the front side, and the big block by Zucker catches them back the other way. Lutano's coming in, that Hyper Beam can start getting some KOs, but they go for the Unite move and get a KO back the other way with Otter pushing in, and that damage is getting huge. Zucker is catching fire, and Stark goes down as well. There's 3 players now for Clash, and TTV is absolutely heating up. Otter is being a mutant with the Hyper Voice, hitting every note, every top chart, like Billboard Top 100 song is coming out of kid's face. He is getting KOs in a perfect way, and meanwhile, Retsu all alone up top saying, hey, I guess I'll score some points or whatever.
Oh, only Zugrug would predict where the Volt Switch is gonna land and immediately block them. That was such a huge play, though. Nemo trying to turn things around here, you know, punishing Honor for their impotence of trying to invade their own central area. Retsu gets the KO on Aegislash, though. Shield form giving them some healing as they're 1v2ing this situation.
Big time Unite move comes out, and a pop-up by Zugrug gets the KOs for 2. Retsu looking absolutely freaking nasty up here as Stark's pulling up, and now Kia just tries to peel out, but no, they catch the back end of a absolutely huge Hyper Beam, finds it right through the spinal cord, cuts it in half, and they're sent packing, and now it's TTV all over that Regilucky, and Clash can do nothing but wait and try and catch it with the softest hands like an egg toss.
Yeah, they are going to be on the receiving end of this Regilucky, you are correct, but in terms of levels, things aren't horrific. They could definitely definitely be worse. Zugrug at level 9.5 is a problem. Lutano at 11 is a danger for sure, but Clash has a lot of experience that they can be farming up right now. Let's take a look right now. Yanji trying to defend this bottom goal zone, launches the gulping Gatling missile here towards TTV, forces out a Unite move out of Otter.
That Unite move could have been chucking fish at the side of a barn. It's doing nothing. Nobody got touched by that. TTV makes it out unscathed. That's a Unite move burn, but use it while you got it because you ain't got one more chance but to get it back. Clash is trying to find KOs. They finally get Otter, but Yang's looking for the engage on Retsu. Retsu's getting low, and Stark and Yang can make something happen here. And over collapsing as well. Retsu cannot get out of this one alive if Clash wants an opportunity. Great use from the Unite move by Clash, getting the KO in a big-time fashion.
I love that KO there. Stark also with a huge serve read helping out their team. Clash definitely is responding well to the threats that TTV are presenting. TTV has a lead right now, but Clash is not giving up hope whatsoever.
Big time surf, and looks just Zugrug babysitting here. You have to be able to get some points, and you have to close out this goal zone. They do. And Nemo's all over Zugrug, and this is their opportunity to get a KO, get some cheeky comeback experience, and get out of here. But TTV is collapsing. Retsu pulls up, and so does Indy. Now they're pushing back the other way, and Clash, you just got to get out of there. And Nemo, you have to retreat here. This is not an engage you want. Big boosted auto from Retsu. Gets the cat right in the back, and them 9 lives are done. They're sent packing.
Yeah, Zugrug every time he gets a KO, absolutely KOs all 9 of yours. I mean, if we keep talking like this about Zug, Zug's chat is going to start telling me that Gengar's a cat, and I don't know if I want to give that to them. So, Zugrug right now is going to be playing very far forward, of course, just playing for a little bit of information. Playing in this bush allows them to see any enemy team movements anywhere in this vicinity, and with Regieleki spawning in just 5 seconds, Zugrug's information is going to be critical. Look at this. Clash does not see them. They move past. Zugrug misses the heavy slam.
Yeah, but the boost, but the block comes out and catches the Gatling gun, whatever, the big ridiculously named Cramorant Unite here as the KO before that finds any value, and that Unite move back from Overseer kind of goes wide. Now they're collapsing on them. There's 3 players on. Who gets the credit for it? It's Lutano. And that point, that's just more experience. And Nemo just needs to hide out and see if they can get a cheeky pick here. And I like them not going immediately for the engage. Try and get some experience. Maybe go to score. Do literally anything you can. But running down the gut is not what I thought they were going to call. Is they're going straight for the Regieleki. They're trying to make a hero play. But it's Lutano that gets with a Hyper Beam because that secure is nasty. Look at that push by Kia, though. They're trying to block out and buy some time for Anima to get out. But they both bite the bullet because of that. And now TTV's in control in the top path yet again.
Yeah, Overseer trying to just get a little bit of experience now. They need to hit level 13 within the next 30 seconds, or this Aegislash is not going to have too much to offer in a final team fight, specifically because their Unite move is still not ready to go. They use it to get themselves a big KO, or at least escape artistry, but I don't believe they figured out how to do either in that last team fight.
Flash taking care of that Regieleki in that type of time frame is huge for them. But did you notice where Zugrug was the whole time? Just out of reach, watching how many players they had committed. And that allowed the rest of TTV to go to the bottom path and do work on the basement Regi there.
Yeah, right now, Retsu is playing in a really interesting position. They, of course, are going to try to look for a back cap if possible, but they're going to be relying on their team to provide them information of how many players are playing where, and if the route all the way to that enemy goal zone is available. Instead, Retsu decides to take the offense here a little bit and attack the Snorlax.
Here with the soul read on the heavy slam, though, able to get the heavy slam in and the block, kind of resetting Retsu and what the player they're trying to make. Now, Overseer is chunked half HP, and TTV is regaining positional advantage in the middle here. But Overseer is low, and the chase is long. Lutano wants it. Hyper Beam finds its mark. It's enough to get the KO. That's huge. That's enough for TTV to convert if they want. They're going to try and find some opportunities here, Zoinks.
Yeah, they're just playing so patient and defensive right now. They do not want to let Clash into this Rayquaza pit at all. This is definitely a no Clash allowed zone. And TTV's defense so far has been phenomenal. Zugrug hasn't left this bush.
Well, I mean, that's all about vision, right? They're providing key vision for the squad. They're kind of popping in with heavy slams when they have the opportunity, a good block if they can find one. Really, they're looking out for a Nemo and the Cramorant here. If they can pick either one of them off, but it's Kaya that's on the chopping block. Over it comes in, the Stark comes in with the Surf as well. They're trying to push forward. Bliss Assistance comes through on Lutano, and Lutano can find some Hyper Beams and do some mean damage here as the chase on is Indy. And Indy gets KO'd by Anima. That's huge. They're going to try and convert. Can they find Lutano? Lutano catches the backside of the Unite move by Retsu, and Animo's still standing, half HP, but it's Zugrug getting the KO back on Snorlax, and now Kia's just trying to get out in the fastest fashion possible, and Retsu's with the deep engage, but it's Anima with another KO. There's 2 players down for TTV. This defense is faltering here as the Hyper Beam can't get a KO back, and Clash needs to collapse and need to score some points. Yang is going for the back half of 100, but that's not enough. They're going to need more than that. Anima's working on Rayquaza, and here comes Over. But what is TTV going to do? They're just going to have to reel back and play some defense. And Cramorant was stopped. Cramorant was stopped top. Lutano gets a KO, and now they're getting pushed down. There's 2 players out for Clash, and TTV is completely taken over the middle. It's over, excuse me, as Otter gets a KO as well, and there's 3 players down. And of course it's Indy that seals up Rayquaza, because why wouldn't it be the Bliss?
They did pick Egg Bomb, and they are blessed for it. TTV definitely got a little concerning there when Anemo got some steam, found a big KO. Volt switched all over them, but in the end, the clock was Clash's greatest nightmare, and the lack of HP that they had. Retsu did go down, Lutano went down, but they went down fighting. Too much damage was done, so Zugrug and Inder could come back and just clean up in that final team fight.
Great look, tons of patience from TTV, and honestly, I was getting a little PTSD, because how many times have you and I watched TTV win a game for the first 9 minutes and then just have a small crack in their defense falter? The other team comes through, takes the final objective, and wins the game. Love to see that TTV was able to rebound here, get some key KOs in the middle, and keep Clash from taking over this game. But on Clash's credit, great great offensive push at the very last throws of this. My only wish, if I could throw it onto Clash, Anemo to pick up steam a little earlier in this game.
Sure. Yeah, I completely agree. The Zero Aura was just a great threat, especially we saw them implementing some great Volt Switch strategies, but it just seemed like Zugrug and Inder, the supports for TTV, had their number a few too many times. Were not getting taken by surprise at all with those switcheroos, if I can call them that. So great defensive effort from them. Now, does Anemo get the Zero Aura in game number 2 is going to be my question. You know, we're gonna have a new set of bans, so we will see if that remains the same.
Let me throw a poll in the chat, see where we end up here. Let's go poll, enter, bang. Who you got in game 2? Clash TTV.
Perfect.
If I'm TTV, look, if Anemo wants to take 7 minutes to get their character going, I'm fine. Oh, Spraggles with the big time raid, 217. Welcome in. You're in the middle of an absolute barn burner. We've got Clash, the South America East World Pokemon Unite World Championship representatives against TTV, aka Gaming Gladiators, with a few new faces that you might be familiar with, Retsu and Otter. But we're in game 2. And what we've got is a blind ban format. Zoinks, break it down for the new 217 folks that just pulled out.
Absolutely. Everybody, if you're joining us for the first time, as you know, it makes Mayhem as well, a 4-week tournament series. We find ourselves in week number 3. But in terms of blind ban format, both teams before each game are going to submit 2 bans to me privately. And then, of course, all 2 to 4 of those Pokemon will be banned for the game. Now, I have our bans for this game number 2. It is going to be the exact same bans. It is going to be Serena, Mime, Dodrio, and Azumarill are the bans. So we are going again with the run it back strategy.
The run it back strategy. Look, again, Clash not willing to mess with the Dodrio. I totally get that. We broke down the reason why. Spraggles, what's up? Thanks for the raid. You're an absolute legend. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
And I also like TTV not going after kind of the Zero Aura pocket pick because honestly, it didn't look super impressive until the last 3 minutes. It looked great in the last 3 minutes, but I wouldn't fear a character that isn't great from bell to bell. And it looks like TTV sympathizes and synonymizes, that's a word, I'm sure it is, with that. So let's see who they lock in here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm interested to see if we see any swaps at all. Otter Sylveon is a really good pick. They play that Pokemon to an exceptional level. Now, of course, they're going to have every single option in the game before I think they eventually decide on a selection. Any pick on what do you think Zugrug is going to be playing in game number 2?
I mean, Zugrug Snorlax is nasty business. Yeah. So here's my big thing. Otter on Sylveon is a throwback to the Aos Cup when they were on full send and won that tournament after EU showed that split push potential with that Pokemon using Hyper Voice peeling out of the middle. And it looks like Otter is not willing to switch it up. Yang jumping on Pikachu is going to be interesting. They're going to have to do a lot of work with that and get a lot of spacing done in tandem with Stark. I'm hoping maybe for like a Thunderbolt combination to really stun down and let Kia engage here because they're the ones picking up the Aegislash. They're not on Slowbro anymore.
Yeah, it seems like
excuse me, they're not on Snorlax anymore.
Exactly, yeah. So Stark taking up Snorlax, Yanji off the Cramorant onto Pikachu, and then I believe K off the Snorlax onto Aegislash, I believe, are how the
Yep.
selections go. And then, of course,
Mhm.
Overseered off of the Aegislash onto Lucario,
Yeah.
sprouting a very beautiful orange ribbon. So quite a few games on
Mhm.
this Pokemon for this player. So this is going to be Lucario's debut in this format today. I'm excited to see how well it plays up against the other top path option, which of course at the start of this game is going to be Ender and Retsu finding themselves within that top path.
I'm most concerned how Clash is going to mitigate the damage that Otter can do out here with an early roll down of Sylveon at level 4.
Mm.
It's already working through here. Lutano, we know, is split. Kea going for the invade, excuse me, with the Han Edge, and the good ability to steal this thing out from Otter's nose here, and that's going to be huge if they got it. They do! They get out from under Otter. A KO convert would be here. Here comes Indy for the support, and now Kea is just worried about getting out with that buff that they just stole.
I believe they will. I actually got a little concerned there for KO when they got hit by that baby doll eyes from Eevee. It is so not very often that we see these early moves have such a big impact, but it could be a concern. Retsu does find a KO in the top path meanwhile.
Yang, great spacing, big time Electro Ball comes through, picks up 2 KOs onto TPD. Clash looking really good and being incredibly powerful presence here in the bottom path. Clash looking good, love to see it, especially after their rocky start in game 1.
Yeah, Nemo's early damage on the Zeraora is so strong right now. Slash and I believe that small dash they have access to them is just going to be a really big menace towards Utano. Dratini does have a little bit of bulk early in the game for sure, but a Nemo is looking to carve away at that.
I'm really surprised Anemo and Overseer didn't convert onto just that paltry Dratini early, because I think that's a good opportunity for them to collapse before it hit Dragonair. But here comes Lutano trying to put pressure on Kia and getting that seal out from under them here as Kia's going to go down. And that's a huge amount of experience into Lutano's face as they're going ahead and going to take a buff, or try to, out from under Clash's nose.
Yeah, but trying to take a fight up against a Nemo is going to be a tough one. Lutano does get a little bit of healing with their focus band finally. Oh, and no! And Yangji's Electro Ball goes the wrong direction completely. Retsu is now in charge of defending their own central area as Overseer has started the invade.
Well, I like that Clash is throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall to see what sticks, and especially after that big-time Electro Ball miss, you hate to see it. Otter getting credit for that KO, but Clash with a good ability to split TTV all over this map and keep pressure in weird places, which keeps TTV from doing what they actually want to be doing, which is pressing these goal zones a little bit.
Yeah. Right now, I was definitely thinking that we were seeing QLASH find a big pop-off moment, but it seems that TTV has stifled a lot of that early momentum. That could all change here, though, with a big invade from Clash.
Here comes Yang. The pressure is on. Electro Ball finds its mark, and there we're going in with the Volt Tackle. Get the KO on Retsu. They do. They're working back, but I mean, Lutano's getting credit back the other way as well. Overseer's going to take the experience for that KO as Clash kind of collapses around the birds and are looking for an engage backwards onto the Danger Noodle Dragonair there. And Lutano's trying to buy their way back in, but Clash took everything in the middle, and they're going to be able to peel back a little bit and not get too froggy with it.
Yeah, and now TTV, basically, they are desperately looking for a Lutano evolution. They're only a little bit of experience away, but they still need to get this big Hyper Beam online. It was such a menace towards Clash in that last game. They need to find a way to achieve that big breakpoint for their team.
Anema's working through. It looks like the sword is doing, or Kia's going to try and do some work, but Anema's just buying time. They're literally buying time and attention from TTV so Clash can get that Regieleki sorted out, but Kia leaves us the Regieleki and tries to collapse. They're going to try and convert onto this thing KO, but Retsu and Lutano are there, and they've got tons of damage to throw in that face as they're still looking for the engage. Kia's trying to buy back, and they're going to need a wide guard and a prayer here to get out of this one as Retsu and Lutano are coming through, and they're trying to get it done. And they're collapsing. Boosted Auto comes through, and just another slash, and it's sword on sword action. One is just a hair rustier than the other as TTV gets that KO and doing tons of work down here and downstairs.
Yeah, Clash was able to take the buff away, though. Zogro keeps on the advance. Even though they're at such a low amount of HP, they're able to get the KO. Overseer punishes them for that advance, but still a trade. You're going to take that every day of the week.
And a Nemo doing work up top, getting 2 KOs for themselves, as well as Clash is going to be able to get this Regieleki, and it's only Indy's prayer and an Egg Bomb that's going to try and sort this one out and steal it out from under them. Can they get a little safeguard coming through? But they stop hitting it intelligently. They don't let Ender have that opportunity, and now Clash is going to get it. They're going to get the KO on Indy, and now they're going to be able to push this goal zone a little bit.
Man, good luck trying to spectate a Volt Switch Zeraora, by the way, anybody who has to do that. But yeah, the Regieleki is charging towards that goal zone now. A Volt Tackle just finds a wide guarding Aegislash, so unfortunately not going to get any value there, but enough electrical damage is there for the knockout. Regieleki is just a couple steps away from hitting this goal zone, but Lutano makes it there in time thanks to Inder's Unite move.
Plus assistance comes through onto Lutano. That's huge. Kia's still looking to do work and chunk in damage, but TTV sorts out the Regieleki before it can hit. And Clash is backing off. Clash still up 107-25. They're in a decent position, and the level lead here is actually in their favor.
Yeah, no, they're playing a phenomenal game so far. Finding big KOs, their invades have been paying off. It definitely has seemed that TTV is responding in kind, but definitely not as well as they were doing in that game number 1. Zugrog has to burn eject button to escape, but they are able to retreat and sit back. Oh no, the birds halt that back to base.
That's the first time in a long time I've seen Zugrog use their eject button to go backwards instead of into the enemy team to get KO'd, which is just the most violent defender move I think I've ever seen of all time. Kia throwing up the wide guard. That's not finding its mark as they're playing for vision. Inder and Retsu are going to collapse on them. Anemo's pretty low, and they're trying to get out with both buffs and on the backside of their own Unite move.
KO's been hanging out here for a while, just trying to defend this top goal zone. Such a low-scoring game at 4 minutes, and only one team just barely above 100 points.
Yang using their Unite move, and they're chunking in damage. They're trying to convert this on Kia, and the big Unite move comes out and takes out the opposing sword. Now Indy's low, and can they get their points in? Yes, they do. Can they get the KO on Inder? Yes, they do. It's 2-on-1, and they're doing work. They're chucking everything in the kitchen sink of this squad, and they're looking good, but it's Zugrug being an absolute menace down here. They're going to take out their counterpart. Their Snorlax goes down, and somehow, all of a sudden, there's 3 players down for Clash because it's Zugrug bench pressing planets out here and getting 2 for their own.
Yeah, Stark did a good job of slowing down the advance, making sure that TTV was locked up and away. Inder has went the safeguard build this time around, knowing that Volt Tackle has been such a pain for them to try to deal with. Oh!
Anemo, just another wanted poster torn off the wall and getting credit in the bounty for that one as Honor gets the KO back the other way and Clash is forced to retreat. Overseer is just trying not to get caught out here as they're looking for the engage and forces out the Sylveon Unite move. That's not a bad look here. If you're them, close combat, falls just a bit shy and they peel out to their own goal zone.
Yeah, another Regieleki fight here, setting up Stark with a bit of a defensive shield there. Retsu wide guards a ton of damage away and is able to double back and find a nice KO. Great use of that Aegislash mechanic.
The widest guard just came out here as TTV still pressing forward. Clash is there. And you actually saw Zugrug blocking off of the pad here so the squad could make it work on the Regieleki, and TTV does. And they're looking for the engage, but it's Retsu getting taken out by Anemo, and they're fighting their way into the backline. Lutano's so low, they get K'd out by Anemo. Kyoshika 2. They're on the chase for Indy, and can they get a third? They're looking for it. No, they peel off. They're going to go score. Indy's going to have to hit the reset here as the rest of Clash is trying to sort out Zugrug, who's doing so much damage, but finally, the Electro Ball shocks him down and locks him down, and Clash, the stand is held, and it's 213-145. They're looking frosty out here.
I was gonna say, and in the end, Clash still has a lead. A nice KO there. Again, Otter just getting into the deep end here. Risky business. The Regieleki does go in, though, in all of that, and a 40-point dunk goes in for Inder. Now, that's not enough to give them a lead, but that is enough to let them sleep a little better at night when you're headed into the next team fight. 2 minutes left in the game, and having that be a much closer battle is definitely going to mean that back caps are back on the menu.
Yeah, Clash is going to have to play some solid defense, good spacing, but look where Zugrug is. Such good vision, Zoinks.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, I believe they spotted out Chaos. They know they're there. The speed boost, Gluttony comboing well with the speed berry itself gets them a big engage. But yeah, no real fights kicking off yet. Little skirmishes across the board.
Ball over length just yanks Otter forward and catches Yang's Electro Ball, but Yang is getting chased down by the Hyper Voice. They deal a ton of damage, and Otter's Unite move comes out. The Hyper Voice forces out the Unite move by the Pikachu. Now Overseer's gonna have to find their way back to the goal zone as this party is kicked off way early, and there's tons of damage onto the players of Clash. They're gonna try and convert back the other way, but it's a Nemo catch fire. They take out Otter, and they're gonna on the chase for Retsu. The chip up by Stark doesn't work, and Blizzard sits onto Retsu back the other way. They're gonna have to convert on this, and Nemo's working the way out. The Unite move gets canceled. The Unite move gets canceled, and now Retsu's coming through and the damage wasn't found. The Clash is all over them. Indy gets KO'd, and now it's the Clash show. Can they take out Retsu? Overseer comes in to try and close that thing out. They do. There's 2 players down for TTV, and Clash is heating up. There's 2 players down the other way. Can they sort out Lutano, who's trying to find a Rare and a Hyper Beam here to close it out? 3 players down for TTV, and it's just poor Zugrug. Unite move comes out. There's one. Oh, the K comes out, and Zugrug leaves the Unite move early. This party is going on the team is absolutely gutted. Clash 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. They've been smoked by TTV of what looked so promising.
Zugrug with another hero play yet again. They launch in and get a Nemo off of the battlefield who net themselves up a 4 KO streak. They leap in and use their Unite move. That last little tick of damage was all that it took. Now they have a commanding lead with only 15 seconds left in the game, and Clash is nowhere to be found in scoring position.
Like sand through their fingers, they let that one slip. Clash looks so strong, and here comes the hero of heroes, the cape-wearing Zugrug, heavy slamming in, Unite moving, just the heaviest of sleeps, like Sandman, taking away your dreams while you nap. Nasty business by Zugrug, sealing this thing up for TTV, and we've got a TTV Nemesis showdown in the finals.
Yeah, TTV with a really extremely close game number 2, 351 to 213. Clash definitely put up a fantastic fight. A Nemo with just an amazing performance. Yang with some incredible Pikachu stuns. We saw them cancel Retsu's Unite move. We saw them lock up Lutano a couple of times trying to escape. It was everything Ender could do to safeguard, mitigate that early damage in CC. But in the end, it was enough, and TTV was able to get the victory.
TTV.
Man, what a good game.
What a good game. Clash, just an absolute contender here. This one was amazing. I can't say enough about this game, and that is that should go down in the annals of Unite Mike's Mayhem history, because that one was S tier. So good.
Yeah, what an incredible game there. We are going to throw it to one more very short break. Thank you so much for sticking with us in such a banger of a game. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with our final series of tonight.